Yes, we headed to the airport and we're not traveling domestically. We are going through Terminal A.
I know you guys. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna hurt.
You might be wondering, where are we headed to, my besties? But if you've been following me on social media, you know that we have moved to Thailand. So it was such a mess on the day that I had to leave, because we had left the house well on time. When we got to the freeway, there was traffic. When I got to the airport to weigh my luggage, the suitcases were overweight and I was trying to take some stuff out. My mom was like, girl, it's fine, we're just gonna have to pay for the extra luggage. So God bless my mom's heart, honestly, because I was like, what am I gonna leave, what am I gonna take? And the goodbyes were so rushed because I had to be at the boarding gate in a few minutes. So I had to go rush first to get my money changed, to get some baht before I left. And when I finally got to my boarding gate, I was sweating. As you can see, it was the final call, but luckily I made it. I got onto the Qatar flight and I just got to exhale after 6 months of planning, 6 months of trying to get over my fears and my nerves, and just to finally take it all in and to really believe it. I think there was a big part of me that was still kind of skeptical, and I was like, am I really doing this? Am I really leaving my family, my friends, my job, everything I've known and loved, my comfort zone, familiarity? And yeah, I think it finally clicked when I got onto that flight and I said goodbye to my family and friends, and I was holding in the tears. My mom didn't want me to leave with, a sore heart, and she was like, don't cry, like, this is really good, so, don't allow yourself to be sad or anything, like, you're gonna be fine. And so yeah, I said goodbye to South Africa, just for a little while. I'll be back to visit, but yeah, starting this new chapter in my life. And man, I just thinking about that day when I left actually still gets me so emotional, because it was scary, you guys. As much as I had all the confidence in the world that this is what God is calling me to do, and I had his confirmation, I had my parents' blessing, so there was nothing that I needed to worry about, because I knew everything that is lying ahead of me in Thailand is going to be great. But it was still scary to think about it. So I had a connecting flight in Doha, Qatar. And guys, when I tell you that this airport is a mall, it literally is, because there are so many luxury shops. You can buy so many goodies in there. So I had about 90 minutes to spare, and I was just walking around kind of window shopping. Obviously the prices are quite high in the airport. It was amazing to also get onto the train. We're on the train. At this moment, I was kind of just taking everything in. I'm like, wow, you are halfway there. So the flight from Johannesburg, South Africa to Doha, Qatar was about 8 hours, and it went by quite quickly because I watched a movie, Avengers The Endgame, and I slept. Because yeah, I was quite tired. There was a lot of emotions that were happening, so I was just trying to get some rest. But now I am headed to my final flight that will lead me to Thailand. Joe and I are officially in Doha, Qatar for our connecting flight. Our flight leaves at 2:30 a.m. headed to Bangkok, Thailand, final destination. I actually bumped into a mutual friend, a friend of a friend, so that was really lovely. So at least her and I got to kill time for the past 30 minutes. So yeah, that was amazing. I loved that. Luckily, my boarding gate wasn't too far. I found it quite quickly and I got into my flight. This was actually, I believe, on the 3rd floor in the flight. I didn't even know flights had floors, but yes, I climbed a few stairs to get up there. At this point, I was extremely exhausted. As you can see my eyes, I was just fighting, okay? I didn't even watch a single movie. I slept the whole flight. And then we finally landed in Thailand, people, and that's when it clicked. So I'm like, oh my gosh, how will I know where to go? I'm like, just follow the crowd. There's people in the front, they're gonna lead you to get your suitcases and then obviously find your way. And my suitcases were the last to arrive. But anyways, I found my driver. I was so happy and we got into the car. I felt so bad because my suitcases, guys, were so heavy. I think the one was like 30 kilograms, over 30 kilograms. And the other one was probably like 25 kilograms. But I just did not want to have any regrets about leaving anything in South Africa. So I made sure that I took as much as I could. I left a lot of clothes, but I bought a lot of toiletries. It is currently 32 degrees and it is humid, but it doesn't feel too hot. Like the sun is not like out and blasting, so you know that's good. So we have just stopped on our 3.5-hour journey just to get some petrol. The guy is so sweet, man. Connect girl, guys. He's sure I'm a piano. Let's go. But I don't need to use the toilet or buy anything. So I was like, nah, I'm fine. I made sure that in the flight, just before we landed, that I peed because I don't want to be getting on and off, going to bathrooms and stuff. So yeah. Thank you so much.
And True have just integrated, and AIS is another big one here.
I arrived in Thailand through an agency that I found online, and they were amazing in terms of the preparation, documentation. In the 6 months that I was preparing to come here, they were super helpful, and I knew that I wanted somebody to hold my hand throughout the process. I know there are some people who can just go to a country and just figure it out on their own. I'm like, that is a lot of stress, and I'm already stressed even with help. So I really loved the idea of coming through this agency and going through this program. So yeah, I arrived and there was already a meeting underway. Kind of had to quickly get settled. They're explaining to us, you know, what the program is going to be about, and obviously met some other people from all parts of the world: Italy, the UK, the United States, Hawaii, and of course South Africans. There were 4 of us from South Africa, so that was great to see. And yeah, this was Sunday night. Monday orientation would begin, so I was just getting settled into my room. I have arrived at my accommodation in Hua Hin with the rest of the group. I was the last one to arrive, but it's fine. We had a meeting just letting us know, you know, the do's and don'ts and what we are up for this week. It is quite a hectic week. So I've just had my first shower in Thailand. It was very good, and yeah, I'm about to go to bed now. I'm tired and we have an early morning, so yeah, you guys, we will catch up properly and I will take you through my first week in the country. Everyone got this cute goodie bag with our name on it. There was some juice, some mosquito repellents, just this keychain holder that you can put obviously on your keys, some snacks, as well as some toilet paper. And yeah, I think it had finally settled that your life is about to change, girl. You are really in Thailand. You are in Asia. You went half across the world to start a new life. And man, I'm so excited. I'm excited for you guys to see the journey and to show you what an amazing country this is and how much I love living here.